Hiya, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
You want to go do a podcast?
Sure.
Jump in.
Damas y caballeros, Chloes and puppies, Chihuahuas of all ages, and everyone else. Welcome to Binging Barbie. I'm your host, Jay, and with me I have my co-host. What is it you are saying? I cannot hear you. All I can hear is the sound of the dishes not being done. Allez, zu, op!
No.
Today we are finishing our miniseries on the Beverly Hills Chihuahua trilogy. We will be talking about the third movie, Viva la Fiesta. And afterwards, we will reveal our rankings of all three movies.
Okay. Sure. Rankings. Why not?
Yeah. We're not doing a separate episode because I think it would take about 5 minutes. So
we don't care enough about this for that. So
well, and it's only 3 movies.
Yes, and we don't care enough.
But yeah, this was released on DVD and Blu-ray September 18, 2012.
Yeah.
Directed by Lev L. Spiro, who's a TV director who has worked on literally every show, like Gilmore Girls, Dawson's Creek, The OC, Arrested Development, Orange is the New Black, The Tick, and many, many more. You can look on his IMDb if you're curious to see how many shows. And yeah, this is written by Dana Starfield, who longtime listeners will remember as the writer of Welcome to Monster High, as well as episodes of Barbie Dreamhouse Adventures. When she showed up on Dreamhouse Adventures, that was part of why we're doing this series. So yeah, we have cinematography by Greg Gardiner, who's a cinematographer who worked on Men in Black 2 Marmaduke, which is probably how he got this job, and then quite a few other things, including the Netflix Christmas movie Night Before Christmas, which I mention here because that's one of my family's yearly Christmas movies ever since it came out. Have you seen that one?
Which one?
Night Before Christmas?
I have not, no.
Okay. That's Vanessa Hudgens. She does her yearly Netflix Christmas movie. Yeah, we have production design by Craig Stearns, who was a production designer on The Mask, the Jim Carrey movie, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TV show, and the TV show Grimm.
Huh. Okay. Explain some things.
Okay. And yeah, we have a score by Heitor Pereira.
Perea. I don't know. Anyway.
Sorry, I think I pronounced it better because he was the composer on the first Beverly Hills Chihuahua film.
Oh,
a Brazilian composer. So
he was in the first one and not the second one.
Yeah,
that makes
my Portuguese pronunciations aren't.
That makes sense. Okay. Anyway, the plot's like this. So, feeling like they are imposing by continuing to live with Aunt Viv, Sam and Rachel decide to get jobs at a Beverly Hills hotel. The dogs move in with them, and Chloe becomes the spokes dog for the hotel, while the puppies attend a doggy daycare. Poppy begins to worry about his kids and starts spying on the daycare employees, a human named Jenny and a dog named Oscar. He discovers them doing something shady out behind the hotel. And Rosa, the run to the litter, is getting teased by the other dogs, so she asked Poppy to throw her a big quinceañera. Chloe invites Sebastian to help planning things out, and one night, a VIP guest dog, Charlotte, almost drowns in the pool. She calls for help, and Rosa is the first to reach her, overcoming her fear of swimming to help. Meanwhile, Papi and Pedro make a mess of the garden. And in the morning, when the hotel manager hears all the commotion the night before, he fires Sam and tells the family they have to move out. And feeling guilty, Papi enlists the help of the other dogs in the hotel to clean up the mess in the gardens and throw Rosa her quinceañera. And seeing the garden fixed the next day, the manager decides to rehire Sam and Rachel, and everybody lives happily ever after. Also, yes, Jenny and Oscar were doing some shady stuff. They were stealing personal information from clients to sell to a different hotel, and they got caught. But that's like a footnote of this film.
Yeah. Yeah, I was having trouble remembering as I was writing the summary what they were doing. But yeah, that is apparently what was going on.
Yeah,
I will say this story is a lot more focused than the last film. Like, we have arcs that and plots that are consistent and make sense, and there aren't any surprise bank robberies in the last 10
yet
minutes.
I find it far less compelling than the last film.
Oh, okay. I found it more compelling than the last film.
Well, okay.
But yeah, this definitely still has a lot of things on the plate. Like there are a lot of subplots here and a lot of plot lines going on.
Yeah, I don't really care about most of them. Like even like the whole, I guess, supposed main villain plot. Like there's nothing interesting going on.
Yeah, I didn't. That was the one plot line that I didn't really care about much. I think the one that I cared about most was um Sebastian and Poppy planning for this quinceañera.
And I wish that there was more time spent on that, because when we spend time on just, oh no, our people are not getting along with the people at the hotel, that I'm not that interested in that. Poppy ruins the garden. Ugh, I don't really care about that. Rachel in the
Yeah.
kitchen, I don't really care about that.
What? Rachel in the kitchen was
I
fun.
thought it was too much.
Okay. Yeah, I think the thing with the quinceañera plotline is it's when the movie allows itself to be a little bit more ridiculous, and there are actual jokes like the when they're auditioning the bands and all of the different pun names for the bands, like K9 Inch Nails,
Hmm.
Bob Marley and Me.
But it's also just like we've they've just gone so far away from the first film that I'm just so disconnected with all of this. It's not even Beverly Hills Chihuahua. It's just random dog movie doing dog stuff that humans are not gonna bat an eye for. And it's like, why do dogs have bands? I don't know, but it's funny, so I guess we're gonna do it.
Yeah, and for me, I liked that absurdity. I feel like the first Beverly Hills Chihuahua, especially, plays things very safe and conforms to like what you expect a kids movie to do. This one is just kind of like throwing stuff at the wall, and a lot of it doesn't stick. But I don't know. I found it more interesting than the other two have been. Not necessarily better, but yeah. And things do kind of come together in the final act when we get this quinceanera. Now, have you ever been to a quinceanera?
Maybe when I was much younger.
Okay. Because I went to a quinceanera in high school that was very, very different from this or any quinceanera I have ever seen portrayed in any media. The one I went to, I was like not dozing off, but I wasn't paying full attention
Sure.
to the speech that someone was giving. And when I started paying attention again, I thought, wait a second, is this a wedding? Like that was the level of formality this quinceanera was operating on.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but like during middle school and high school, I refused to go to any social gathering outside of our own. So,
Yeah.
but when I was much younger, I was forced to go as a kid because like my parents they wouldn't leave me behind at home. So it's like, okay, drag me along. I just sit there. They're doing whatever they're doing. I've been to a ton of weddings and a bunch of funerals. I had no idea who those people are, but I was there eating the food,
Yeah.
just being bored out of my mind.
Yeah. No, the quinceanera in this one is more sort of exciting, though it does have some of those wedding vibes where, there's the big speech that Poppy gives. And yeah.
Yeah, I also think to point out that quinceañera is like different for each culture, so
Yeah. Well, and even within cultures, like the one I went to was a very like traditional, very
formal.
yeah, formal. Formal's a good word for it, quinceañera. Whereas most of the people in our class would have had more exciting quinceañeras, more like a bar mitzvah, or which I guess bar mitzvahs have a good amount of, but more of a party than the one I went to was a ceremony
Sure. Yeah.
with white dresses and speeches and all of that fun stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think to get into some of the things that I didn't like in the movie, the messaging of this movie,
I don't. Yeah, I
where
don't know what it
the
was.
final message of the movie is that all of Poppy's fears throughout the entire movie have been proven wrong, and he doesn't learn anything. Because this entire time it's like Poppy's anxious about his kids going off to school, and he's concerned that the teachers are gonna have ulterior motives. Then they do. Like, is this a pro homeschooling movie?
I don't know. And then Poppy
Like,
becomes the teacher, the new teacher at the
yeah,
school.
like it's because I don't remember this, but like remember through my parents telling me this, that like when I first went off to kindergarten or like preschool, I was very, very nervous about it. And they had to like reassure me that everything was fine. Imagine someone that age watching this movie. What's their takeaway going to be? The whole thing is the teachers are evil and
They
have
abandon their
ulterior
students
motives.
all the time.
Yeah, they just leave the students to do whatever, to bully each other
Off-screen bullying as well.
off screen. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Mainly there's some on screen bullying, but very briefly. Yeah, it's just like Poppy's the one who needs to learn the lesson here, not anyone else. He has to learn to let go of his kids and let them be their own people. Instead, it's no, he was right the entire time.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, he learns partially to let go when his girl saves the day and saves the dog.
Yeah, but even then, it's like he hasn't learned too much. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I was baffled by how they're setting up this arc for Poppy of like, oh, he needs to learn to not be so uptight and anxious,
Mm-hmm.
and then they don't go through with the arc.
Yeah. It's yeah. I didn't really care. I was just zoning out, just like dying. And then we get to the best parts of the film, and I was like, wait, why is this bit so good? It has nothing really to do with anything in the film. Yeah, it's so entertaining. And then we go back to the more boring stuff. It's like, I don't really care about this.
Yeah, I will say you probably didn't have the same takeaway, but I think the human subplot in this one, I found it more interesting.
Very
Specifically,
slightly, but like I didn't really care about these characters.
yeah, I think Rachel especially, she's an entirely different character than the one that has been presented to us before,
Yeah, and
but more interesting in that way.
well, sure, because she's pretty much an entirely different character. I don't really care about this character. It's
Yeah,
just, it's TV movie stuff, doing TV movie stuff.
yeah. I gave the story a 2.5 out of 5.
I gave it a,
I like the
I
absurdity.
give it a very harsh one.
Yeah.
The absurdity
I,
comes like I think the absurdity is great, but it's like I put it in a different spot.
yeah, I kind of spread it out between all of the categories here. But yeah, before we move on to talking about the characters, we wanted to take a second to talk about our Patreon page. Um, it's full of all kinds of exclusive content, including show notes, our bonus miniseries on the Barbie TV shows, and even early access to next week's episode, which will be on the very first Bionicle movie. We're starting our new miniseries. And yeah, it's only $2 a month to join, and you'll be helping us make this show the best it can be. So go to patreon.com/bingingbarbie-podcast and start supporting our show now.
Yep.
So yeah, on to the characters. This time Poppy's really the central figure.
I
And
mean,
we already kind of talked about him,
he kind of
or
was in
I
the
did.
last film as well, but you had others like Sam.
Yeah.
It was more about the family. This one was just Poppy.
Yep. And yeah, again, I don't like that his arc is about all of his anxieties being proven true.
Sure. Yeah.
Like what is the takeaway we're supposed to have from this movie? That school is bad and teachers are evil? And that Poppy is somehow a better teacher, even though the last movie made it very clear he does not have enough responsibility to properly teach his kids.
I don't really have enough care or deep thought to think about any of these characters.
Yeah. I think he's also just he doesn't I guess I've never really cared for him. So having him at the center was just kind of didn't do much for me.
Hmm.
But yeah, Chloe is after the last movie finally getting more opportunities to be Chloe.
Sure. Yeah.
Like she feels like a Beverly Hills Chihuahua in this one. She's getting like these photo shoots, which that was just fun. Her posing for the photos, and then the best scene in the movie, the piano scene, the, the um the waiter at at the hotel restaurant makes this big announcement. Now our special guest will be regaling us on the piano. And I was like, oh, it's going to be Chloe. And then Chloe hops up on the seat, starts playing.
And you know
What is
yeah,
it?
that's great. It's like, oh yeah, they're doing more, and then they up the ante and
Yeah, and she just starts going to
ham.
town on this
And you
piano.
know, like that's ridiculous on its own. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
but the thing about that just made me lose it wasn't the fact that she was doing that. It was the puppetry of
Yes.
Chloe doing that. Like it was
Yeah.
it was horrendous, but it was just so funny to watch happen. Which I'll talk
Yeah.
more.
No.
I'll state that again when we get to the visuals. But still,
Yeah. It was just a delightful scene, and definitely I'm going to go so far as to say that this is one of the best scenes, if not the best scene in the entire trilogy. Just like it's ridiculous in a way that I wish the rest of the trilogy was.
sure.
Like if they had this kind of manic, weird energy. So yeah, that was just wonderful moment for her. But besides that, she really doesn't have much to do here.
No.
She doesn't get an arc. She doesn't. She barely gets any scenes. There's that weird scene where she walks into the mud bath with Oscar.
Yeah.
I, that feels like they're setting up a plot line, but that doesn't. Nothing comes from it.
Uh huh.
But yeah, I don't know. I like Chloe here when she was around. Now, the puppies, we only really get one puppy with any kind of personality, and that's Rosa.
Sure. Yeah, Rosa.
And her arc is she's the shy kid coming out of her shell.
There was a bit of a swimming arc, but like I don't know.
Yeah. I do like the moment in the pool where she saves Charlotte. I think that's a good moment of growth for her. And the scene is like suitably tense. Like it's not gonna scare little kids, but it has a little bit more at stake.
Sure, yeah. I just wish that she had more presence to like set up the arc, so that when that
Yeah,
moment would be much bigger. Because as it is, it's like yeah, sure, it's a decent moment, but I don't really care about the characters.
yeah. Charlotte doesn't get as much focus as she maybe could have.
Mm,
Now, the other dog we have to talk about. I'm skipping quite a few of them because there's a lot of them.
okay.
Well, we should briefly touch on Delgado, who shows up and does almost nothing.
I was why did Delgado need to show up? Like I know that he is a legacy character for Beverly Hills Chihuahua, but like why? He didn't need to
Yeah,
show up. He was just kind of shoehorned in. It's like here's a Delgado cameo. He saves the day.
yeah. That's pretty much my
It's
thoughts
like
as
they
well.
couldn't come up with any good reason. It's like okay,
Yeah,
last film. What are we gonna do? I guess he has puppies now. Brilliant. This film. Now what? He's here. Brilliant.
now, a legacy character that they do give something to do is Sebastian.
I knew that you were gonna love this bit. Just watching that, it's like, oh, you were asking for more scenes. I just feel like this character again is so far apart from his original appearance. It's like, would the original Sebastian do this? Probably not. But TV movie Sebastian, sure, I guess.
I just like that I mean, he doesn't have much of a character in the first movie. And he's very clearly meant to be the gay one.
Sure.
And so it feels like, okay, this is a natural extension of that he's the one who's planning this party and doing all of the
But why
effort.
do dogs have these jobs? It's like the first movie, dogs were just dogs. They were an extension of their human, essentially. Speak.
I mean, we don't know anything about Sebastian's human. Maybe Sebastian's human is
No,
a
but like
party planner.
he's just like, all right, he's the rich. He's the pet of a rich person, so he gets all pampered and such, and that's all he does. But here, he has a job or something.
I think it might just be he enjoys party planning.
But like that's something that owners would hire people to do, not dogs.
Yeah. I enjoyed
Yeah, no,
him
it's entertaining,
in
but
that
like
role.
again, just going from the logic of the first film, I have to keep going back to the first film because that's the start. It's just
I don't. I don't care about continuity
uh,
like you do.
oh, I continuity is king for me. But
Yep.
still, yeah, no, he was entertaining, sure, yeah.
Yeah. I just again, especially like when we get to the audition scene, the way he contrasts with Poppy is just so good.
And I also think it was just an odd pairing. Like, why is he with
Yeah.
Poppy? Like him with Chloe, yeah, I get it, but why Poppy?
Oh, he didn't have enough scenes with Chloe. We we need Beverly Hills Chihuahua 4 that's just about Chloe and
Let's just
Sebastian.
forget this franchise. Just really.
I agree. I agree with that. But if they were going to do
I
another one,
thought that there were plans to do like a cartoon show.
that would make sense. This feels like I'm surprised they haven't. I mean, it must not have been popular
I
enough
guess.
after this one. But anyway, onto the human characters. Was it just me or was Sam a lot less bland here?
Um. Yeah, he kind of was a little bit less. I mean, he's doing his gardening stuff. He's
Yeah.
doing the hard work. He's not just exposition and being like family. Oh no, we can't afford the bills.
Yeah. I don't know. It just felt like he had more to do here. And then we also have Rachel, who also has more to do here than in the last one. But since when is she an experienced sous chef? Sam is like, hey, here's a job for you, experienced sous chef. She's like, oh, that's perfect. What? When? Where did you get this experience, Rachel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
The last movie, you were helping your aunt do research. And in the movie before that, you were clearly like jobless, not jobless young adult who happens to be rich enough to not need a job.
yeah, it was. We also need to talk about something here. Chloe belongs to Aunt Viv, not Sam and Rachel.
That's a good point. And she, because I guess that she and Poppy are married, but dog marriage, doesn't. Dog marriage isn't legally binding, and
Yeah,
uh, I think they just hand wave it away. I think that's why Aunt Viv plays
she's
a
gone.
smaller role in
She's
the,
not in this
and yeah,
film.
she's gone from this one, so that they don't have to answer that question.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't care because without Jamie Lee Curtis in that role, I just don't really care about Aunt Viv.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. But still, like, Aunt Viv, Chloe is her everything.
Yeah,
Why would she give it away?
yeah, yeah. I hadn't even thought of that until you brought it up, but
Right.
yeah, I think that's just convenience of plot reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even though I don't know how Rachel is an experienced sous chef, I did like her sort of mini subplot here, which I know you didn't like, but there's a reason I liked it, which we'll get down to later. But yeah, then we also have Hollis, who is the hotel manager, who's very typical hotel manager type.
Sure, yeah, he was just so blandly what he was.
Yeah. However, we do need to talk about Chef Franck
I
Didier.
think you'll like him more than I did.
I must, because I thought he was absolutely hilarious.
He
I could have watched twice the number of scenes with him. He's so intense and over the top, and
a little incompetent.
oh yeah, no, he that's what makes him hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like he's overconfident in his own abilities, and Rachel has to try and work out what to do, and yeah, just I enjoyed whenever he was on screen, and I could have used more of him.
Yeah. The only thing that I have to say about him is that every time he was on screen, I was so confused. One, I just thought that his bits were just like they had no involvement with the plot or anything, just there. Secondly, he looks too much like Pedro Pascal. That like
I don't know that I really see that.
I think he looks a lot like Pedro Pascal, and it's like, wait,
Okay.
like what? That's not Pedro Pascal, but he looks like him to me. But still,
Yeah, I'm looking up. He was in Batwoman.
oh, poor guy.
I don't know which. The Young Pope. That's probably I might have seen him since I saw a couple episodes of that.
Yeah,
He's King Stefan in Once Upon a Time.
yeah.
And Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3. Ever seen that one?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Beowulf as Wolfgar.
Uh huh. Sure.
The animated um Robert Zemeckis one.
Mhm. Move on.
Anyway, yeah, Amelia James. She's the snooty hotel critic who I was thinking would be a bigger deal, but she really wasn't.
No.
It's just like she's a threat in the background that continues to be in the background for the entire movie. There's a couple of moments earlier on where it's like it feels like she might be come a problem, but then just yeah, doesn't end up going anywhere. And then Charlotte, kind of similar. She has an actual arc about kind of learning to be less snooty, but as you pointed out, she doesn't have much focus, so there's no doesn't land at all.
Yeah.
And last up, we have our villains, Oliver and Jenny. Not Oliver, Oscar and Jenny, who they should have just been cut. They had nothing to the plot.
Yeah.
They served no purpose. Why are they running the doggy daycare that has nothing to do with the crime they're committing? Which is it even a crime? I guess they're stealing information. So
Yeah.
yeah. But it's like I thought they were gonna be like Cruella gonna dog nap these dogs and sell their fur or something. But no, it's just like run of the mill corporate espionage.
Just kind of.
Why is Oscar in on it? He's a dog.
Yeah.
Who is he selling information to?
Sure. Yeah. I.
I'm just like, why?
They were not
And they
interesting.
disappear. They disappear from the daycare to do random stuff, and no one notices. And it doesn't like the daycare still runs as a daycare should. Like they still do learning. Who's teaching these dogs?
Why are dogs being taught?
Yeah, I get that at school, but why if the teachers are away, the kids don't still go on field trips to the pool?
Yeah. I don't know. It's they
It's,
needed to have an antagonist or something.
you'd think Poppy would notice, like, hey, where are the teachers going? Why are they leaving my kids unattended? And rather than following the teachers, be like, hey, I should check on the kids.
Maybe. I don't know.
I kind of feel like this plot line was added at some point late in the game, like either late in the writing or maybe even like they were already shooting stuff and they're like, we need villains. So they're like, well, we have Oscar and Jenny. We can turn them into villains, but then change nothing else. They just added a couple scenes to make Oscar and Jenny the villains.
Sure. Like it wasn't really much of a mystery. That's like, oh, we have to
Yeah,
wait until the mute dog bites the clues into a bark.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. Well,
But like you cut out those like 3 or 4 scenes and nothing changes about the plot
yeah.
at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have no influence on the actual plot of the movie beyond just being there. So yeah, that makes me think that maybe they were like someone was like, "Hey, we need villains. Add in some villains."
I
So these are
guess.
kind of
Yeah.
pasted in the story. I guess it would probably have to be in the writing phase
Mm-hmm.
because they did hire actual people to be these characters. But yeah, overall, I gave the characters a 2 out of 5
So did
for
I.
yeah. A lot of that's for Sebastian and Chloe.
Mm.
But yeah, onto the visuals.
So overall, the quality still looks like a TV movie. In fact,
Yeah.
the mansion at the beginning just looks nothing like the mansion that they were in
Yeah.
before. It was like, what? What is this place? Is that their mansion?
Yeah, it's like we got to move out of Aunt Viv's house. It's like you're already not in her house.
Yeah. Maybe that's
Also,
her
why,
summer
Sam,
home.
why are you in her house?
I don't. Well, he's married to Rachel now, so I guess like he has that privilege.
Okay.
But still,
Yeah.
why does their house not look like it's in Beverly Hills and looks more like it's supposed to be in Mexico?
Well, I mean that is, LA architecture and Southern Californian architecture has a lot of sort of the adobe and those stylings like in, well, yeah, BoJack Horseman, which is not an actual live action show, but the Mr. Peanut Butter's house has that like same style.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. The quality isn't great, but I like that they're actually going for it here. They're actually
I mean,
embracing a bit of the absurdity.
so they couldn't really afford to have like the visual effects, which is why Pedro's smile looks so much worse. It didn't even look
Yeah.
good in the last film, but it looks so much worse in this one. So it's like, okay, puppetry. That's honestly, it just makes it so much goofy and entertaining to watch than just having
Yeah.
CGI dogs do those things. So good on them. It just made those scenes such a highlight when the rest of the film was just so uninteresting to me. They're also stuck in the same location instead of moving around locations like, oh, we got the bank, we have the dog show, we have the house, the other house.
Yeah.
Here it was
Which
just like we're all in the hotel and then the kitchen.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't mind that as much because I think the absurdity of and as you're saying, like the puppetry, they find a way to make it more entertaining in my opinion than any of the CG from the last few
But it's
movies.
like a 2 minute section of this entire film.
Well, it's a bit more than that. Like the mariachi band,
Yeah,
the way they're
sure.
puppeted is just kind of fun.
That's like maybe a 3 minute section because they're all sporadic throughout the
They're
film.
interspersed
Yeah,
throughout.
in
Yeah.
total, 3 minutes of entertaining stuff.
That to me that is more fun than I had with the first movie.
Sure,
I think you will disagree with that, but
sure, yeah. I don't think it's good, but it's very entertaining.
yeah. Yeah, the band audition, I mean even the filmmaking style of it changes with the different bands and then Chloe's piano scene is just, I mean, best scene in the entire trilogy.
Yeah,
So yeah, I gave the visuals a solid 2.5 out of 5.
I give it a 2.1. A point one more than the last film because I feel like the puppetry is worth 1 point more.
Okay. Now, next up we have the performances, and Marcus Coloma as Sam is so much better here than he was in the last movie. He actually has energy.
Sure,
Like I think that's a big part of why Sam feels less bland than in last movie is this performance
but
here.
still like nothing compared to their first.
Yeah, I think he was better at the character was better in the first, but yeah, compared to last movie, definite improvement. And I think he had like solid chemistry with Aaron Cahill, who plays Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt their connection here a lot more than I felt it, even honestly in the first one.
Sure, yeah,
They actually feel like a plausible couple here.
right.
Now, Sebastian Roche plays Chef Didier, and I thought he was just incredible. Perfect fit for the role.
TV movie quality, really.
I just had fun anytime he was on screen.
Hmm.
And yeah, Odette Annabelle, who plays Chloe and has also did in the last movie, she grew on me here. I think she was doing a very good job.
Sure.
Did you have any thoughts on the performances
I mean,
we have?
the returning people definitely had more things to do, but like all the
Yeah.
new people had so much less energy or didn't really care.
Okay.
You have Jenny and Oscar; they were just eh. The hotel manager was so uninteresting as well.
Jake Busey plays Oscar, and I could tell he's because he's a name.
Like he
He does a
he
lot
was
of
kind of phoning it
voice
in.
acting. But yeah. But I could tell in the way his voice was it stood out from the rest of the cast
Sure,
in a way that's like, oh, I need to look up who that
I did the
is
same thing. It's like, oh
afterwards.
yeah, he's probably someone, and he was, but it's like, okay,
Tom Kenny is back as Sebastian. I thought he was doing a very good job here. He toned down the lisp a little bit,
sure.
which honestly he could have leaned into it. That
He
might have been fun.
sounds more like Tom Kenny than
Okay.
Sebastian, but still.
We have Frances Fisher as Amelia James, who she's probably most well known for playing the mother in Titanic.
Hmm.
Um, also most well known now for the controversial Oscar campaign for Andrea Riceborough when she got nominated in last year, 2023, at the Oscars and caused a whole hoopla. Frances Fisher was one of the people. I think she's even been like she can't vote in the Academy anymore for several years because of all of the stuff that went down. So yeah, don't really have much to say about her performance here, though. She doesn't really have much to do. But even still, I gave the performance here a 3 out of 5.
I continued with this 2.5.
And yeah, last up we have sound. I think the score was fine.
I think it was better than the last one. The
Yeah,
mariachi cover of When You Wish Upon a Star at the very beginning was like, oh, this is so great. And the rest of the film was just fine as well. There
yeah,
was much, I felt like I could notice a lot more, like, Poppy has mariachi going on with him the entire time. So it was much more
yeah,
noticeable and entertaining than just I couldn't as tell as much that this was like synthetic or just TV movie quality. So I
yeah.
felt like it was better.
And yeah, I think what helps the sound here is that the two standout moments of the movie are musical moments. We have the band auditions, which I would listen to the full Black Labyrinth song. And I was getting with the Bob Marley and Me song as
A
well.
black eye
Uh,
fleas.
yes, I love that joke. And then they finish their song with the big ending that you can't hear because they're so small and the flames shoot out of the stage. It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I should find that scene again and rewatch it.
Mm,
I was wishing that scene was just 20 minutes. Give us a full 20 minutes of just here's a bunch of musical. Maybe it would have gotten too long. Maybe you're cross cutting between that and something else, but just more. I want to see more bands.
mm.
What does K9 Inch Nails sound like? And then yeah, Chloe at the piano, just wonderful, hilarious. Reminded me a bit of a joke from the Emma adaptation from a few years ago that I love very much. I don't think they're. I mean, they aren't too similar, but they both involve
Sure.
a character being better at the piano than you initially think they are. So yeah, I gave the sound a solid 3 out of 5.
I gave it a 2.7.
So yeah, that leaves my final score as a 13 out of 25, which is a 2.6 out of 5.
And I have a 10.3, which is a 2.06, the same as the last film, but things were different around the
Yeah,
board.
so for our rankings here, we deviate a little bit here. You have the same scores for 2 and 3, whereas I rated 3 a bit higher, but still underneath 1. Um, so yeah, not much, not too much to say with the rankings other than because it's the same for us, and then our average overall. Overall, we have the second movie coming in at 2.03 out of 5. Then the third movie coming in at 2.33 out of 5. And the first movie coming in at a whopping 3.36 out of 5. That is buoyed up by my sister Emma's score, who gave that one very high marks.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the third one a lot better than the second one. And I think even though it isn't as good of a movie, I had more fun with it than the first one. Maybe because my expectations were so low.
I just think that the first one was so much more visually interesting than the others. I didn't really care. Like, I found less interest in each film the more I went
Okay.
along. Sure, this third one had that 3 minutes of fun puppetry and gag stuff. If that was the most of the film, it'd probably be much better. But like, it's just a small segment that really had little to do with everything else. Everything else, I cared even less in the second film. So yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, those are. Would you put this one above the second one in a ranking? Because yours are tied.
no, I would not.
Okay.
For
So your order would be
visuals, if I was just thinking about the one scene, sure, yeah, I put it up. But as a whole, I was wanting to just stop the film 10 minutes in and just leave because I was so bored out of my mind.
yeah.
Like
So yeah,
I wrote my
you're
letterbox review halfway through the film, and nothing really changed. It's like, yeah, it was the exact same thing by the end of the film. It's like, yep, yeah, that's exactly it.
So yeah, your rankings then would be 1, 2, and 3. Mine would be 1, 3, 2.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thank you everyone for listening. Make sure to follow us on social media. We are Binging Barbie Podcast on Instagram and Tumblr, Binging Barbie on Twitter and Serialized, and Binging Barbie, a Barbie movie podcast on Letterboxd. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a 5-star review. Also, go and check out our new Patreon page over at patreon.com/slash binging Barbie podcast, and all kinds of exclusive content and early access to new episodes. So lots of fun going on over there. And we will be back next week, as we said before, to talk about our new series on the Bionicle movies. We're also doing the Hero Factory. Um, is that a show?
It's a show. I mean,
Okay.
specials show, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Hero Bionicle Generation 1 and 2, and then Hero Factory.
Yep. And we're doing the Bionicle Netflix show.
That's Generation 2.
Okay. I am not up to date on this stuff. Well,
We'll
you'll have to
we'll
get me up
talk
to date on
about
all
it
of
in the
this.
next
Yep.
episodes.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And in the meantime, don't fall into a pool
And
if the only one who
drown.
can rescue you is a Chihuahua.
Yeah. Perfect.
Bye, Barbie.
Bye.